Hello guys, and welcome back to Field of Glory Empires. I've already messed up this recording once, so let's try and get it the second time, shall we? Our legacy income is through the roof. The war with the Nasamones rages towards its ending, and we have, I think, mostly just buildings in this region to go through first. Starting with Arabia Deserta, where we have a new pop available to me and some options. Only one building slot available. I do need an income of metal, so a blacksmith looks really good. Build this here and there will be nothing else building for a hot minute, and there is already nothing else building in this region, which is just so funny, isn't it? It's so funny. Growth in 6 turns. Jesus. Well, if you have literally nothing else going on in this whole province, then we only need so much infrastructure then, huh? Ooh. For example, even right here I could get rid of, and then put you on culture? Sure, why not? We could do some culture. Now, I don't need to do the blacksmith. I could do the monument first. For example, it is slotless, and it gives me something to build for longer, and I think I will. But the problem will remain nonetheless. So it's like, well, do I want to do this? Maybe I could just get this up to 3 and just keep that otherwise the way it is. And just move the rest of this stuff later. It's all contributing for now. I guess slotless is the best way to probably do it. My filter. New pop. We are already good in all of these locations where things are happening. New pop right there in Samaria. We only have the one building slot available. A clay pit for stone is pretty attractive, but you know what else is? Food. Food and maybe health? Flax is a pretty nice base thing to have. It's not going to change like a whole lot, but it'll change some stuff. Let me go ahead and move the desertics all down there. Move, and then maybe not that much. Keep that at like 5, right? That does delay growth by like a turn. It is what it is. I am surprised this doesn't take any infrastructure, by the way. But I think I will get a flax field. I'm tempted to move even more over to food. I'm tempted, but this whole region does have building going on and plenty of building slots, so it's fine. New population in Galilee. Nothing to really do with that. I am fairly content with how that looks. New population in Batania. We have one building slot available. Metal does take somewhat of a priority where it is available. There is only one slot available here. Loyalty by itself, not much needed. This is not a capital, so we don't really need a military building. A farm, then, could be pretty useful considering the layout of our pops here. In fact, let's go ahead and just get desertic fully on infrastructure right there. The rest over here on food, and then I can just prioritize food with that farm. So we have an archery here that we don't need. Let's go ahead and dismantle that to get a slot back. This is a region that also has a lot of building going on, so this all works out as well. But first, this wheelmaker's been built in Phoenicia. Adding infrastructure points looks pretty good to me. The coastal market does sound nice, and I think I will go for it. Let's move this other desertic pop onto culture. Move a guy down from food onto infrastructure. We're about to get a lot more food anyway, so that should hopefully work out. City walls built in Apamine on the border. The obvious choice is going to be the preserved food store, given their strategic position at the end of the roadway on the border with the #1 dog in the game. We finished regional roads in Berseria. Berseria with 6 slots available. That's a lot of slots. Ooh, I think we could use a charcoal pile. There's not a lot of other infrastructure granting things here. This one needs to import lumber, which will cost some money, but if we have anything, we have money. Produces coal and some infrastructure. I mean, that's not so bad with how many slots are available. Otherwise, we're just going for food. We don't need slots, so yeah, just give me the charcoal pile. East of that, new pop, but really not going to change anything there. Land expansion finished in Chaldea. Oh my gosh. The Tower of Babel, which has been raised, can be repaired in one turn. A legacy increase from 1 to 5. A 128 culture bonus instead of 17. Jesus fucking Christ. Faction-wide culture bonus of 15%. Dude, that's insane. This kind of thing could be exactly what I need to get ahead of the Antigonids in culture gain on top of everything else I'm doing. Yeah, let's fix up the Tower of Babel. Holy crap. Otherwise, the new population next to that in Babylonia. I think there are some things I would actually like to maybe change here, but let's see. We already have 2. I want to get up to 5 of the desertic pops onto culture. Move all other desertics onto infrastructure. And then kind of fill up the rest from there. That looks pretty good. Put a lot more into culture generally, especially because that will lead to more good things happening for us. Our progress decadence is starting to catch up. I'm guessing it's partially because of our age. Only 27, but yeah, that'll do it unless we get another objective, which I don't know if we have any more objectives right now. To the west of this, we finished a preserved food store and got an additional population. What do we want to do with that? Either a wax workshop, which will produce more culture in another nearby structure, or go for that culture generation. Now, we're already moving a lot of things to culture, so that's hard to say. With 2 available building slots, you know what? Let's go for that wax. It'll come with the money, it'll also come with the culture, and it will expand what we have here in this non-capital in terms of monetary structures, because we literally have none aside from the crafter district. So west of that, built a builder's hall, and there are 4 slots available. We can get a preceptor house. We know a preceptor house is good. We could also go for a brickwork, but we don't have stone here to really make that any better. This is one of those locations where rather than a preceptor house, I kind of want the basics. And M4 is no good though. A brickwork is hardly good, but I don't see anything here that says it's going to give me stone, so this really might be as good as it gets. So I'm going to go ahead and get that brickwork. And then I don't think we missed anything else over there. If we go down south, a blacksmith has been completed in Itamos. And so what do we want? It's kind of the same thing here with this brickwork. It's like the best that we can really expect. I don't want that pleasure house. At least not at the moment. Maybe later. There's a lot of other things I would rather build here in that category. They're just not being suggested. The hospital is great and all. And it is slotless. The only other... there really is no other building that can be here, so... this is the only thing that should really pop up anyway. The slotless option will always be there. Let me get the brickwork for now so we have more infrastructure to work with here. That sounds nice. Any new population that grows here can just go, wow. That doesn't affect food at all. The growth is so low. Maybe we do need a hospital to get that extra health in. We have a ton of health, but the growth is still set to go so slowly. Maybe we get lucky and just get a +1 from our amazing healthcare. A harbor's completed in the capital of Uruk. I love that. And now we have some options here. We have only the 1 building slot. Nothing to build that is slotless. With 37% health growth in 3 turns, I am biased to... honestly, I don't know which. Whatever I build will be done by the time the next population rolls around, really. So I could go for some culture to get that loyalty up to like 100. Once you get over 100, like certain bonuses can pop in. So that's always pretty nice to have. It's always nice to be prepared for population growth affecting loyalty as well, as we learned earlier in the campaign. But that aqueduct with its health and food also looked pretty good. I think I'll go with the theater. I'll go with the theater for sure. Now heading eastwards, we have finished a barracks in Oroatis. It's in a capital. Oh, we already have some solid walls here. We get large walls if we want to. Do we really need that? No. There is only the 1 slot. Loyalty is a lot lower here because nobody's converted. I'd love to place a temple here to acquire some, or something like the temple, a major temple, to acquire some conversion. some more conversion, I should say. I believe we have the lower, the temple. We have the lower temple already built. A royal treasure, not nearly so close to the border. So I can either go slotless to try to just get it better defended. Might help if there's a rebellion. Or go gladiator school right now. Spend some money, a little bit of infrastructure, increase revolt risk when there is that risk, to get 16 loyalty, which would wrap this up pretty well. Regardless, there's pop growth in 2 turns. We'll have another slot pretty quickly, pretty easily, I suppose. I think I'll favor the slotless walls for this because it is a capital. Yeah. We got a flax field built next to that. 2 slots available. Damn, a weapons manufacturer. I'd love that, but I'd love it like 1 location over. Still, this amount of slots remaining. A worship place. We don't have anything to get culture from it, but this place could use some loyalty. And with 2 slots available and the other stats doing pretty well, that doesn't sound too bad to me. Just that 6 loyalty bonus, sure. East of there, we have finished a quarry, and I have 3 slots available. Ooh, city walls, a fishery, oh man, or a preserved food store. There's a lot of things here that I want, actually. There's a whole lot. I think we're lacking on a lot of the basics, so no preserved food store. The city walls would be great, but so would the fishery to get a bit of food and some fish to potentially have a coastal market as well. We'll probably go for the fishery first. It's just calling to me. East of that, we built a ranch in Carmania. 4 slots available there. This one's tough. This is really irrelevant. We have nothing producing culture here, but we are missing a lot of the basics. The wheelmaker would be amazing. Look at our infrastructure. Look at what we have associated with it or assigned to it. The wheelmaker would be great. Give me that. Then in Jadrosia, this is all the stuff we've taken recently. We finished a clay pit, and now we can upgrade. We get some regional roads. That sounds great to me. Nothing I would move. East of there, the blacksmith. A blacksmith was built. That's always good. 3 slots available. I would love to upgrade the gambling ring to a gambling arena. It gives me a little bit of decadence, gives me a money cost, but it gives me more loyalty, taxation. So, well, I don't really understand that money trade-off. But the loyalty would be great because this is only at 68, and this is a slotless way to improve that situation. I will take it. Is there anything we missed? Nope, nothing we missed. Everything else we've already looked at. I think that this naval power is counting all and only... It's weird that it's not an even number like everyone else's, though. I guess because the others are estimates. Yeah, it seems to be the trend. But it's 243 out of those, 10 ships that I got. I wonder what that maths out to. Yeah, I'm not good at math. That should have been obvious. 24.3 I just put into a fucking calculator. That's so weird. By what basis does this equal exactly 24.3? I think it has, okay, I think I know what it is. So it's this combat power. They're all at 24 except one, which is at 27 because I built it earlier. There's 1 extra level of experience, and that 1 extra level is bringing it up. So it's literally just an addition of total combat power. Base is 24. It might go up 3 and more every star level. So that is maybe a good indication of what navies we're looking at here. Maria's navy is a little equivalent. Everybody else's is weaker except for Rome, which is one of the ones we have to worry about. Theoretically, our navy is now equivalent to theirs. I don't know if having land units out at sea counts towards naval power. The EUT, which I think are all the way up north, and the Picts all the way up north, and then finally the Antigonids. So I'm probably never going to fight Moria. In fact, I'm getting pretty close to buying them, maybe at this rate. We'll see. They're my ally anyway. The only one of these I would really have to worry about anytime soon is probably Rome, and I have a roughly equivalent navy to them. If I doubled my amount of ships, then we would get almost up to the Antigonids, and we would be beyond everybody else. So maybe in the long run, having a 20-ship navy of this specific kind of ship, for example, here would end up being the way to go. It's not super important yet because we're still hugging over by the Nile. We're not actually right next to Rome yet, but we're going to be there soon. So it's something to think about. Now, I'm not currently going to be losing any resources. If any trade deals or other things go through, then maybe I will be. But I think I'll wait. I kind of want to wait for those moments to hit because just of how much these cost in terms of like metal over time. And I could also, if I get too much manpower, try also combining like a decision with all the recruiting that I'm doing. I know I have my other stacks, going to just meet up and unify in general. And this guy was just kind of chilling. I think he's got a lot of effectiveness to recover. So that is our whole turn. I don't think I'm missing anything. We can go ahead and move this over into the next one. All right, so we have that fight that we expected right over here against a very teeny tiny defending garrison, like literally all urban militia. They don't stand a chance. Taking this was kind of optional anyway, because if I remember correctly, we had basically, if not exactly a 100% chance for them to surrender stuff to me anyway. So I don't think me taking something will like change that. And I think that's Ethiopia's troops behind me. I just wanted to reach out because there was food over here and I want access to their food because I was running out of food on the front, and that's why I offered a peace treaty, I believe, during the last episode. At least that's what I remember doing. Damn, they're a whole like 5,000 legacy points ahead of me, the fucking Antigonids. I wonder how they're doing. Scythia, Saba are at peace. Cool, they finally accepted my peace. Mari and Saba reached a trade deal. Okay, they sold me their capital. I wonder what that means for that rebellion. It's still there. And Antigonid Saba got a trade deal as well. I probably bought something from them. Lack of supply in Automala. Yeah, we knew about that. Hey, we can do some more freedmen laws. Let's do that. We don't have any real slave estates anywhere. Yeah, I think I just took the rest of this. I did. There's going to be a lot of new stuff to go through, for sure, for sure. So this is their new capital. They're probably not going to try to go through me. It'd be kind of silly. We have enough food to just sit here for a little bit, at least 2 turns. Part of Musu. Okay, yeah, that's no problem. Really, we could definitely sort through that. So we got I can't believe they sold me this. Now, this is going to be a pain in the butt, but oh my gosh, it's got large siege engines. This besieging army, the Marians, maybe they'll help me with. I don't really know. I could send this force over. They don't really have a whole bunch of skirmishers, but could theoretically be fine. I could sail them over there to get there as quick as possible. This is why, you know, we're going to need stuff like this. This definitely a lot to sort through. So I inherited clearly a bit of a problem. I mean, this right here, this wasn't even here. Hold up. They entered. They came from over here. This was already mine. And it's the capital. Oh, God. Well, good thing it was semi-ready. It has a coastal fortress on it. That adds some garrisons. The siege defenses that are there, for one. Yeah. I've never seen... Maybe I have seen these fight. I don't know, but shrug. What does this look like? The siege will last a long time. They don't really have the power to siege. We have a lot... Oh, that's what they had. They had a lot of this siege resist. That's right. Yeah. From structures adds a lot, and then the units as well. They don't have enough to actually get through there. The surrounding walls are... Well, this doesn't even have a fucking wall, so hopefully they don't go there. Again, Maria is allied, so they could help me. I now own literally their whole fucking capital. And even with all those trades having gone through, we're still sitting on 47k, which is kind of crazy. I wonder... 766, we finally got it under 1,000, and by a good bit with what's left, honestly. And so if I wanted to give like a bunch of money, if for 40k, we're looking at a 100%. For 32k, a 99% chance. Well, boys, we can buy Maria. I just sent that over. Theoretically, in 2 turns, we'd own them fully. They're at war with the Iberiae, which are all the way over here, not even bordering them. They're not at war with anybody. No, they are. Pontus and Scythia. Scythia's up here. This is Bactria. They're not at war with Saka. Pontus, they don't border Pontus. The current Pontus is like up here. Yeah, very tiny. None of their enemies they border at all. Elimace, Sokka, Scythia's up there. Yeah, so I think, well, Scythia, right? No, they're at peace with Sokka. They don't own them. So this is what they would end up owning fully. I did weaken them quite a bit by taking Indus Inferior from them, but it was either that or take a fuck ton of the desert. And I'd rather they have the desert. It's smaller, they can build it up. I want the stuff that's already built up and that has a lot of culture to get that legacy point income. And if I look at it right now, we have the most income with 265 legacy points. Antigonid's in second with 944. And now we can start to make that even better. They do get to keep the Indus Superior, which is their next best thing. I could always also potentially trade stuff to them in the future. They could potentially get stuff that kind of frees itself. And I could even go to war with things up here now and just use Maria's land as kind of my basis. I'm sure their armies are going to probably shrink at this point to make up for their current situation. They occupy this. I wonder how that's going to go for them. I'm their only full alliance that are cooperating with the Antigonids. That will be no more. They'll be great to have. Ethiopia is another nice, good puppet, but once the Nasamones are done, especially if this goes away, I could easily buy out Ethiopia, that's for sure. If I buy out anything and anyone at this point, I'd probably want to start buying stuff over here from the Antigonids. More than likely. Mari is always going to be useful as this kind of like buffer, but if I buy stuff from the Antigonids, then they will do worse, and they'll sell me anything, really, I believe. So long as they like me enough, which they barely do, then I could buy anything, including, like, Greece, but more likely I'd go into this area and then into Anatolia, just getting anything I could. That's kind of like the plan right now, you know, the plan to win, but we liberated this from Maria. Now we really want to change this up, get stuff. It's all Indians. It's all Indians. Not a lot of slaves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't need, say, that much. I mean, with 24 population, you know what I mean? Now, that's a lot of military stuff to not be in a capital. We do need to create the province. It's not formed anymore. So I don't know where the capital was off the top of my head. Well, we got an abandoned palace now that we took their actual capital away. That's fun. I don't see what their actual capital was. I guess it would be the palace, huh? Because they wouldn't have had a governor's, right? It would just be like a main thing. And then, so this would have been the capital. It's wherever the culture is, probably. Yeah, which would be right here. So this was the capital. They have a barracks here, other stuff. All these military buildings are good to be here. I'm not going to, like, dismantle anything. I'd love to see that paved road, although no building slots. Funny enough, these non-capital places, I'm gonna, well, a weapons manufacturer is hard to just say get rid of when we don't have one nearby. I'd probably leave that there. That one is pretty nice. We also don't have a mercenary building. I say we, like they didn't have an they don't have a mercenary building nearby there. Well, that's sad. But, like, this redundant armorer. This redundant... Well, that mercenary recruitment center is not redundant, actually. This redundant archer. This redundant weapons depot. A lot of these places are out of building slots. I don't even know how they built them up this much. Maybe they got slaves to move away? Nah, but it shouldn't even do that. Maybe AI play by different rules. This redundant armorer, this redundant military store. I know, maybe that one's not redundant, actually. I don't think we have one in the capital. Here. I don't know if we're really even going to recruit a lot in the capital. But that one can stay. At least for this instant. The Abu Parvat Fortress. Guarding the mountain pass. Gateway to the rest of the Marian Empire. Staging point for Marian troops traveling east or west. If Mars at war... Reinforcements from the east can appear there, provided troops are currently garrisoning the fortress. On the contrary, if it's at peace, troops placed there would be removed and sent eastwards. This will provide, in turn, various benefits to the Empire, as it can conquer extra off-map lands translated into extra Free unit support. What is free unit support? I don't know. What I do know is Maria doesn't own it anymore. So I guess they lose those benefits. So I've like really weakened them. And in return, I get a very defended location. It can do 7 damage against enemy land units within a region. Well, that's pretty fucking cool. Still, you don't need an armorer there. You don't need a watchtower either, really. But we don't need that armorer. We don't need this weapons depot. And then I think the rest of it... No, hey, look, there's another military store. Well, isn't that interesting? We definitely don't need that barracks. Definitely don't need that weapons depot. Definitely don't need that archer. Just going to free up a fuck ton of slots. And then I could get rid of one of these. I think I'll get rid of the one up north. Because I don't know what's safer, actually. Looking at some of the rest of this stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, 35 population. Yeah, tell me this is the capital without telling me that this was the capital as 35 fucking population. Jesus Christ. And then what is like all of this? Look at this. This is crazy, man. Oh, man. I don't even know where to stuff all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay. Jesus. 9, 10. And then what? Like, where do I even put the rest of this crap? Just into food? How much culture does one person need? I could just stuff all of this into culture. There's not even any building slots in most of this place. I mean, there will be very shortly. We're going to free some up, but Jesus Christ, man. That is just so much. This zone was a lot of work, so as to not bore you, I just kind of did it all at once. I've moved everyone to some mixture of food, infrastructure, and culture to keep them at like 20 to 30 infrastructure, maybe more if they just like have the buildings for it. There's some exceptions like this one where I probably should move more. This is the actual capital. For that, I would just kind of stuff them onto food like that. Yeah, so it's down 26, so it's all in the 20s. It'll be a province soon, it will help. I just picked slotless things like a stadium for health. Down here we have a Builders Guild slotless for more infrastructure. And then a Thermes, which is an upgrade of a public bath for more health as well at the cost of some infrastructure. Pretty simple things. And then we just have a lot of notifications telling me, hey, you got all this stuff from Maria. I feel kind of bad that I took away this very important fortress from them, because I guess that means that they're losing stuff. I don't really know what free unit support is. I have no idea what the hell that means. What I do know is, yeah, they're just free unit support. I wonder, maybe that's like manpower stuff. Maybe they just can't conquer anything else. Maybe their things will still move back over. Staging points for Marian troops. Yeah, maybe they could still use it because it's in my lands. They're allied. They're going to be my client state soon. Maybe I could trade this one thing back to them. I didn't mean to take away such a plot critical thing from them, basically. It probably would be smart if I did go ahead and do that at some point, but I was gonna buy them. I guess I don't have to buy them just yet. I can actually just give them this back, because I actually kind of want them to have that. Well, no, maybe you know what? I will just buy them first. Yeah, that's the plan. So I'll buy them first, and then we will give Patra back to them, ideally, so that they don't have to miss out on such an important feature of theirs. It could help their military be a lot stronger while under me. I'll have to make a mental note of that. I'm also going to go around, cancel all of the slave markets here, but that is a nice full episode, so I'm going to call this one here. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.